Hey guys, I know I promised you guys a tour of my guitarsenal, and I'm going to give you that little tour right now. It's going to take a little bit of jumping back and forth, so I'm going to try some editing skills because, well, not my strong suit. But we'll start with the smallest and we'll work our way up, and hopefully you'll enjoy what you see. If you have questions about what I use for tuning, what I use for strings, etc., please feel free to ask. I will do my best to make videos to answer all your questions, comments, etc. Okay guys, first up on my little tour is my smallest instrument that I play. It's a Kala pocket uke, a sopranino size ukulele. It's tuned up quite a bit from where you normally have your ukulele tuned. Most people will tune theirs to a C or a D tuning. This is tuned to an F tuning. So we would have G, C, E, A. You have a few steps up. But it's a fun little instrument to play. Has its own little distinct sound and everything. Because it's so small, it uses resistance tuners rather than mechanical tuners, because that would probably break the ukulele. And it's just really fun to sit down and relax with and play with, and it holds tune brilliantly. So sometimes when I'm bored, I'd sit this and play a little bit of a blues or whatever. It's just a fun little instrument to have around. Next up is my resonator uke. It has a very cool tinny sound. It's kind of tricky to play because the action is actually a little too low on it, but I'm thinking of seeing if I can have that setup adjusted a little bit so it's easier to play it. But it does have a great sound and it's tuned to D tuning. And it has a very cool tinny sound to it, which makes it fun to play with, and it's really just a beautiful instrument. It's a little bit of wear and tear from it. I bought it second hand, but it's, again, a fun instrument. I played a little bit here and there. I'm not the best at the ukulele, but I have a lot of fun. Now, the ukulele I use the most is this Kala archtop ukulele. It's really a fun instrument. It's semi-acoustic, so it's got a piezo pickup. Making so I can plug it into an amp or whatever, and it has this beautiful sound to it. And on top here I have a little capo. Someone gave me once a G7 capo that works for the ukulele. I don't use it much, but sometimes if I feel like changing it from a C tuning to a D tuning, I will slide this down to the second fret and tighten it up a bit, and I have changed the tuning a little bit. Mostly I keep this in C tuning because it's more comfortable on the fingers to play, but you know, it's a fun instrument. I have made a couple of videos with this and my pocket uke. Those are the two ukuleles I use the most, actually, but there are great little instruments. I love the ukulele. It's just great fun to play it and goof around with and learn to play new things. And they help you learn to play the guitar because the fingerboard is smaller and tighter, so you get a lot more precision training on playing the ukulele than you do playing the guitar. I have a couple of ukuleles. Some of them are tuned differently than others and so on, and this one stands out tuning wise. This is a Fender tenor ukulele. It has that cool Telecaster headstock, but this one is tuned like all other ukuleles, G, C, E, A for a C tuning, but it has a wound low G string, which makes the sound different. So the whole sound is a little bit deeper because of that wound low G string compared to my Kala that has a high G tuning. It's really fun to play. It lends itself very well to open tunings for like tarot patch tuning and so on for the ukulele, which often uses a wound low G string instead of a high G. But it's a fun instrument, and if I'm learning a new song, I will try out both of the tenor ukuleles that I mostly play, the Kala and this one, to see how it's strung up affects the sound of the song, because 12 bar blues, etc. sounds deeper with the 12 bar, with the lower. Last ukulele of my little tour is the only concert size I have. This is an Ibanez. It's also the only Ibanez I have. It's a beautiful instrument. It has a beautiful sound to it. Beautiful. The maple blends itself beautifully to ukuleles, and it just looks great. It's a fun instrument to play. Next on my little tour is an instrument more closely related to the violin than it is to any of the other instruments in my collection. It's the mandolin. It's tuned the same as a violin, but it's 4 courses of 2 strings. That means that each string that you pluck 2 strings at the same time. It's very good for practicing precision. It teaches you how to precisely place your fingers. And that helps you practice precision for the guitar, just like the ukulele does. But it's also got more tension to it because there's more strings, and also because there's way more tension on each individual strings, as these are steel and the ukulele is nylon strings. I added a little bit here to it to stop getting overtones, and I've done the same here, so I don't get overtones on this end, because the strings will resonate either end of the bridge and of the nut if you don't have something to mute it a little bit. So I just added a little bit of lacing to it, lightly onto it. If you have questions, I'm not the best person to ask about mandolin, but I'll try to help you find someone who's great at teaching it maybe. Lance is a great mandolin player. There's a lot of good ones out there. It's just a fun instrument to play. It's really folk soundy and it has a lot of fun. You can easily travel with it. This mandolin has been with me halfway around the world. So has my Kala tenor mandolin, tenor ukulele, and Kala pocket uke. Both of them have traveled to several continents with me. First actual guitar on my tour, my Martin LX1E. It's a fun little instrument to play. It's tuned half a step up from standard tuning because it's got a shorter scale. I did that because it just made the chords feel better in my hands, and to me it sounds better tuned like this. So yeah, it's a fun little instrument. And fun to travel with. This guitar has been with me halfway around the world and then some. Quite a few trips to Japan, Korea, Turkey, Croatia. A lot of places this guitar has been with me, and sat on porches and so on. And I highly recommend, if you travel a lot, to invest in a guitar that you find suitable for traveling. This one I stopped traveling with when they stopped making these guitars. They make a lot of LX1Es still, but the Ed Sheeran Plus or Cross or whatever it's called, they don't make anymore. So I stopped traveling with it then because I didn't want to lose it, because I'm really fond of this little guitar. Another guitar I've traveled a lot with is this one, the Yamaha SLG 130. I bought this when it came on sale, when Yamaha started making the 300 series. Normally I plug it into either my little Roland amp or actually a Bose mini speaker. Sounds great either way. Right now it's plugged into my little Vox amp, and it just sounds great. It's fun to play with. I travel a lot with this. This one has been with me just as many places as the Martin I just showed you guys, and I love this instrument. I played it a lot. I normally have this tuned to standard tuning or drop D tuning, depending on what I'm trying to play or learn or whatever. But it's just a fun guitar to sit down and plug in. Next up on my little tour here is the Fender Telecaster, my little one and only electric. It's named the Power Panda, after the panda on it. It's a really fun instrument to play. So it's a really fun little electric guitar. I'm really fond of it. Lots of fun to play. I've made a couple of videos earlier this year, and a couple of other ones. I mean, that one I made a video of earlier practicing. So yeah, it's fun to play. I like to mix things up with the electric guitar every now and then. If I get a little bit tired of playing acoustic, I pick up this one, and maybe I get a little bit of a blues kick out of it. Next up on my little tour is my nylon string acoustic. It's currently tuned to open G tuning because I like open G tuning. It allows me to play it sounds really nice. It has this nice warm sound to the nylon string guitar. So yeah, this is a fun guitar. If you're starting out, Alhambra makes great nylon string guitars. I had to change out the tuners on this one because the original tuners that were on the guitar, after a few years, one of the gears broke right up there. As a result, I had to change out the tuners in order to play the guitar. So I went to the store, got a set of new ones, changed them out so that I could continue playing. I don't know why it broke, probably having been dropped or something, I don't know. But I had to change that out, and it was well worth it because it sounds great. Open G tuning just has this beautiful mellow sound to it. Next on my little tour is an instrument that sounds different and looks vastly different. It's a cheap little cigar box guitar. It's fun to play. Really fun to play. It's a really fun little toy. It didn't cost too much because it was sold as a little kit to put together and assemble. It's tuned with a 2 Gs and a D. Fun instrument to play, lots of fun too. The newest addition to my guitarsenal is this, a Chinese-made Guild 12-string, remarkably reasonably priced, and it sounds great, and it lends itself so well to open tuning. Doesn't that sound great? It's really fun to play, and it's great to learn something with that has a different sound to it. This is tuned the same way as the nylon string guitar is. It's tuned in open G, and it's just a fun instrument to play. I really enjoy learning to play the 12 string. Last on my little tour is the guitar that I've had the longest. It is a Martin GPCP A4. I've had this for just over 10 years now. Actually, yeah, probably closer to 11. And it sounds beautiful. It's my favorite guitar to play. And it sounds great. Currently it's tuned in open C sus. The tuning I'm playing in is often referred to as Keola's C. So if you listen to Keola Beamer, he plays a lot in this tuning, and this guitar sounds great in open tunings, in standard tuning, and I just love playing it. So far I've showed you my guitars. None of them are super high value financially, but to me personally they are all great value because they're fun to play. I enjoy playing them. I have a couple of other instruments that are played less, but a couple of other things I wanted to show you guys is this little tool. Always have a tuner handy, but also I wanted to show you guys this. I always have a non-slip pad in my bag when I travel with my guitars and so on, because when you're resting the instrument on your lap, it's easy for it nicely polished to start slipping and so on. So I always have it there so that I don't have to constantly balance it. It balances better there. I have also a Sageworks guitar support that leans the guitar up to more of a classical position that I use quite a bit. You guys have seen me. I have a video that's up there for how to set that up for your guitars. Really great little tool. I highly recommend it. The amp I've used for this video, all of the stuff I played on an amp on this video has been this little one, a Vox MV50 AC. It just has great sound. I really enjoyed this amp. It has a 8-inch black cabinet from Vox connected to it. Well, normally I connect it to it, and I just love the sound of it. It sounds great with my Telecaster, and it also sounds great with this one. For my acoustic guitars, I normally use a Roland Microcube because that's just more geared towards an acoustic guitar. But yeah, this is really a fun amp, and it doesn't take up a lot of room, and for my house this tiny little thing has plenty of kick.